Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're not zooming out for some broad historical overview or looking at a sweeping narrative. We're actually doing the exact opposite. We're putting on the hats of meticulous halachic logicians. We're going to take just a single, isolated legal sentence and put it right under the microscope. We really want to examine the sheer, uncompromising architectural perfection of how this specific law is built. We're dissecting a text here that honestly operates way less like a standard legal code and much more like a perfectly symmetrical mathematical equation.
So here it is. This is the Mishnah in its raw, uncompromising entirety. That which is fit in a red heifer is unfit in a heifer whose neck is broken. That which is fit in a heifer whose neck is broken is unfit in a red heifer. I just want you to let the sheer paradoxical weight of that legal axiom settle for a second. I mean, it sounds almost like a riddle, doesn't it? But there's definitely no trick here. It's a statement of absolute legal boundary. Notice how incredibly tightly wound it is. It doesn't give you any background, it doesn't offer any justification, it simply presents an immovable structural reality.
All right, let's jump into step 1, isolating the variables. To figure out how this microscopic piece of text actually functions, we kind of need to treat it like a math equation. On the left side of our scale, we have variable A, the red heifer. And on the right, we've got variable B, the heifer whose neck is broken. We are completely divorcing these two distinct bovine rituals from any external context. Seriously, it absolutely doesn't matter what these rituals look like in practice or when they're performed. What actually matters is that the text has taken two highly specific, totally independent ritual categories and placed them in direct, unyielding opposition to one another.
Moving on to step 2, binary states of fitness.
So now that we've cleanly isolated our two variables, we really have to look at the strict states of being the text assigns to them, what we call mutually exclusive opposites. The text uses two simple words, fit and unfit, but I want you to see these words not just as religious rules, but as absolute Boolean states. If you're familiar with computer science or formal logic, you know a Boolean state is a strict binary. It's a 1 or a 0, true or false. There is no 0.5 here. There's literally no gray area. In this halakhic framework, a procedure cannot be, mostly fit or partially unfit. The occurrence of one state automatically and fundamentally dictates the falsity of the other. It is a rigid, mathematically pure binary.
And this conceptual binary builds directly into an actual logical matrix. If you look at the first row here, if the red heifer state is fit, well then the broken neck state is definitively unfit. Now check out the second row. If the broken neck state is fit, then the red heifer state immediately becomes unfit. This is straight up an if A equals true, then B equals false mathematical equation. The text isn't just presenting a rule, it's presenting a self-executing logical algorithm. The status of one instantaneously computes the status of the other.
Which brings us to step 3, a perfect symmetrical architecture.
Having mapped out that underlying logic, we really have to appreciate how this logic is physically delivered on the page. The text utilizes this brilliant literary device known as a chiasmus. Now, a chiasmus is basically a rhetorical structure where concepts are repeated in reverse order. It creates this beautiful mirrored symmetry. The text is engineered to fold in on itself, perfectly reflecting its own premise. It doesn't just state the law of inversion, it literally forces your brain to physically process an inversion as you're reading it from beginning to end.
Let's break down the halves of this chiasmus step by step so we can really see this folding action. Step 1 sets the initial trajectory, right? Fit in red heifer equals unfit in broken neck. So your mind travels from left to right. Then, actually think of it almost like a boomerang. Step 2 catches that momentum and throws it straight into reverse. Fit in broken neck equals unfit in red heifer. Right back from right to left. This phrasing isn't accidental at all. The structural perfection forces the mind to process the exact inverse relationship it's describing. Form meets function absolutely flawlessly.
And finally, step 4, the paradoxical law of inversion.
So what happens when we synthesize all of this? We've got our isolated variables, the Boolean logic, and that mirrored chiasmus. Well, we can state the ultimate conclusion with total uncompromising precision. The text establishes an absolute law of inversion between the two rituals. Whatever is deemed fit for one ritual is automatically deemed unfit for the other. There's no scenario where a procedure works for both. There's no scenario where an action is just, neutral. The halakhic reality of one completely nullifies the other. It's a perfect, sealed system of legal physics.
I actually want to pause for just a second on this number 2. This entire logical structure only works because there are exactly two subjects at play. It is a closed system. Think about the mathematical elegance of exactly two distinct rituals locked in the zero-sum, mutually exclusive halakhic dance. If there were 3 rituals,
The Boolean logic would completely collapse. The truth table would have variables left unaccounted for. But with exactly 2, the inverse relationship is totally pristine. It's an airtight zero-sum environment.
Now, with all of this structural and logical analysis in our heads, let's return to our anchor quote. Look closely at the emphasized text. That which is fit in a red heifer is unfit in a heifer whose neck is broken. Reading it now, illuminated by our magnification of its mechanics, it hits a little differently, doesn't it? It isn't just a list of instructions. It's the first swing of the pendulum, setting this inescapable law into motion. It establishes the absolute baseline of the binary.
And as we shift our focus over to the mirrored inverse clause, that which is fit in a heifer whose neck is broken is unfit in a red heifer, we watch that pendulum swing right back, locking the whole system into place. This second clause absolutely cements the inescapable, airtight nature of this specific legal paradox. It confirms that the inversion is a two-way street, sealing the boundaries so nothing can escape and absolutely nothing external can intrude. Which of course leaves us with this final, truly provocative question. Can such absolute, mathematically perfect legal relationships exist anywhere outside of this specific text? By putting a single sentence under the microscope today, we've really seen how text can be so much more than just a conveyor of meaning. It can be architecture, it can be code, and it can be an airtight equation. I really hope this structural journey has sparked a whole new appreciation for the underlying logic of these ancient frameworks. Thanks so much for joining me on this deep dive. Stay curious, keep analyzing, and I will see you in the next explainer.